What was kind of the atmosphere and attitude out there with the team? I mean, pretty business-like today?
Definitely, yeah. We're just getting prepared for a big-time game.
Just what's kind of we've asked you this before all these big-time games, but I mean, they just keep getting bigger. What's the level of focus, intensity out there?
It's a high level of intensity, high level of focus. We know it's ahead of us. We know it's a big time game. We got to make plays and we got to be on our assignment. So really just focused in on practice, making sure we're getting everything down, getting the game plan right.
How much would it help having Grenard and Zuniga back?
Help a lot. He's one of the best defensive players on the team, so we definitely need him out there.
How much of Georgia's offense kind of revolves around DeAndre Swift, and what are the keys to stopping him?
It revolves a lot around Seven. He's a great running back, so if we take him out the game, we got a good chance of stopping the offense. Really just got to be physical, make sure we fit in our run gaps, and don't let him just hit the hole how he wants it.
You kind of expand on that, so you feel like if you can shut down Swift, you can kind of shut down their offensive plan or the bulk of it?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, what's the key to preventing missed tackles? I mean, I know that's come up a little bit. No, it's not easy, but how do you limit that?
Really just making sure you wrapping up in practice, getting your fits, not getting lazy, running to the ball, and just wrapping up in practice.
Marco, is this a playoff game?
I don't think so, but it just really focusing on who's going to get to the SEC championship, because really Florida and Georgia are the top teams in the East, and whoever wins that is most likely going to Atlanta.
Does it help or hurt to think about that this week?
Definitely helps, but that's not the main focus. The main focus is just winning this game. We'll think about everything that comes after that later on.
How unique is this game with a 50-50 crowd, and how much fun is it to play in?
Definitely a fun game. Neutral site, so you get an even amount of fans there. It's always high energy. So we look forward to this game every year.
We haven't actually, I don't think, talked to you or CJ since the South Carolina game. From a corner's perspective, can you explain to us why it was not a holding call on Tyrie Cleveland on the Dameon Pierce touchdown?
From what I've seen a lot of people complain about that, but I don't think it's a penalty, just because the corner's just running right next to him. He's not really trying to get in front of him or run away from him. So Tyrie really just holding his ground, and that dude just standing there not doing anything.
So if he had made an effort towards Dameon, it would.
Yeah, if he tried to cut in front of him, then Tyrie's holding him. Then that obviously would have been holding. But he's just running right next to him, and Tyrie just got his steel rod on him, so it's not a flag.
Is that a common misunderstanding with fans and something that kind of comes down to coaching for players?
There's always a misunderstanding with fans because they're not out there at practice every day. They don't really know the sport like we do. So they'll often get confused or upset about things that's really not a big deal or not what it seems.
But stuff like that, is that stuff y'all are coached?
That's just an effort play out of Tyrie. He didn't have to do that, but he's a guy who's always going hard. He saw opportunity for Dameon to go score if he blocked that cornerback, so he would have made it happen.
What is the challenge of Jake Fromm? What does he do well?
I think he throws good fade balls. He's smart. He's been starting since he was young, so he's used to everything that's going to come at him. Really just a smart player, and he's good at placing the ball, so got to be ready for that.
Who's their best weapon? I know they lost their best receiver. I mean, not Swift, but I mean of their receivers. Who are some of the guys you have your attention?
I really think all of the receivers are pretty good. It's pretty even all around the board. They're all great players. And we just got to be ready for that challenge on Saturday.
I know you were injured last year for the Georgia game, but how much has Grantham been able to use the goal line stand from that game just as a teaching point and as an example to point to and say, this is who we want to be?
That's really a big point to look at because, usually when people see offense getting on the one, everyone expects offense to go score they only have 1 yard to go. They're just going to score. It's going to be easy. But defense, if you think with a defensive mindset, you don't want anybody to get in the end zone no matter what, even if the ball on the half-yard line. So really just keep playing no matter what happens and just give 100 every play.
Are these rivalry games, top 10 matchups like this, are these ultimately the ones that how programs are judged?
Definitely, because just really brings out the best out of both teams. And if you can't show up in this type of game, it's just disappointing for you as a team.
With your injury last year and then watching that game and seeing CJ go down early, what goes through your mind at that point?
Next man up, whoever is coming in the game, they just got to be ready to make a play in a big-time game.
Well, what difference can it be this year with you two guys both back?
just going to be great corner play out there. With both of us out there, it's going to be a great opportunity to challenge the wide receivers.
Thanks, Mark.